Cenefits is benefits realization software. It makes it easy for corporate and public sector buyers to manage, measure, and realize benefits in their contracts. Those benefits might be related to sustainable procurement, social value, community wealth building, inclusive growth, or equality outcomes, or could even be components of the main contract itself. Cenefits is available to buy directly from us, or also via the government's G-Cloud framework. And it's available in 4 different packages: micro, small, medium and large, which have a number of users and amount of storage which increases respectively. The application itself has 2 different interfaces, one for buyer organizations and one for suppliers and delivery partners. And it's also available in the web and also on your mobile phone in the browser, and also as a native application on Android and iOS. Just to run you quickly through the kind of process of using the application. So when you first get an instance of Cenefits, you'll want to create some things. You want to create some filters, contract categories, priorities, benefit categories, priorities, departments and locations. You can also use a portfolio filter to create a kind of structure for your program of activities. And you're also going to want to invite both organizations to join your instance, so suppliers and delivery partners you want to work with, as well as your employees, who can be assigned as admins or as normal users. Once you've done those basics, you can then create your contracts, so fill out the various fields that make your contract unique, and then you can also create benefits. And benefits are of 2 kinds, a templated benefit or a unique benefit. In order to create templated benefits, you'll first need to create the benefit templates. So those are something that you might use if you have a framework or a menu or a set of KPIs that you want suppliers to regularly deliver against in terms of your contracts. So you fill out some basic details there, which indicate what's required inside that template. You can also add some additional files and hints which get loaded in when someone's filling in evidence against that benefit. When you create the templated benefit, you're effectively selecting the template you've created, as well as selecting the contract that you want it to be part of, and then you're filling out the rest of the information to make it unique to that contract. If you create a unique benefit, you're filling in all of the fields in one go. Worth pointing out that you can assign benefits to assessors, so people in your organization, as well as supplier organizations and their users, and delivery partners who might be third sector organizations or schools or even subcontractors who are helping to deliver the benefit. And each benefit has at least a start date and a final delivery date, but can also have various interim delivery dates, as well as a benefit status. So what essentially happens is, once you've created your contracts and your benefits, the people who've been assigned to the benefits as assessors, suppliers or delivery partners get email alerts a week and a day before and a week after each date, where they've got a unique link that they come and they can click and they can fill out evidence for that benefit. They can also, if they're in the user interface and they scroll here, they can see things that need doing, which are marked in bold, so they can come and have a look and see the information about the benefit in the contract. They can fill in some textual evidence, and they can then attach one or more files to it and submit it for approval. Once they submit it for approval, the person that you've assigned as a contract manager for the contract can then come in here and they can check the evidence that's been submitted. They'll get an email alert as well once the evidence is submitted, so they'll get that alert. But also, if they're on the check page, they'll have a list of things that they need to do. So they come in here, they can see what information has been submitted, and they can choose to either approve or reject that information. And they can also change the benefit status. There's a further cycle. So once all of the evidence for a benefit has been submitted, the contract manager can mark the benefits completed, which will then trigger an email asking the assessors and suppliers to provide a score, which they can do in a similar way as I just described for evidence. And then in a similar way, the contract manager will be able to approve or reject that score. once you've got all the information you need, or whilst you're getting it, you can download reports. So you can come in here and you can download reports about contracts or about benefits. And those can be filtered, so you can apply a filter in the benefits section based on a number of the sort of contracts, in the benefits section based on all the kind of the fields of benefits, and then you can apply that to the form, and either choose the Excel or Open Document format, and then download everything you've filtered, or you can select individual items and download the selections. And those reports give you basically all the information you need to generate your own reports, either for your own consumption or for a third party. So everything, the only thing that is not included in these files are the kind of any file attachments that are included, which you can view from the check pages, and where there's a hyperlink in the file which enables you to go there quickly to have a look at those if you need to. Other things that are worth mentioning: we have a dashboard which allows you to see at a glance any what's going on with your contracts and benefit template outcomes and priorities. So I'll talk you through this very briefly. The contracts, we have a red, amber, green alert calculator. So for contracts, depending on the benefits you specified in them and what you've said in terms of number of points, the amount of social value, the amount of emission savings, we know what is supposed to be delivered by a certain time, so we can essentially compare that against what has been delivered and provide red, amber, green statuses for those contracts, which will show on your dashboard here, as well as the amount of things that have actually been delivered for each contract. You can also look at benefit template outcomes. So those benefit templates refer to your menu, your KPI, your framework that you're using, and all of those things would potentially be listed here if they're used in contracts in this sort of filtered date range. And again, you could just quickly see and count what's actually been delivered against those outcomes that you're tracking. Finally, you've got contract priorities and benefit priorities. So within contracts and benefits, there's something called priorities, which you can configure. And typically in contracts, those might be things like whether something is a local company, an SME, some kind of supported business, or zero carbon, has those kind of characteristics. Whereas typically benefit priorities might be more likely to be, related to the people. So it's maybe priority groups of people that you're looking to deliver things for. So those are the different things. But again, here you get a quick count of what's been delivered in the time period that you selected. So it's a nice way to sort of keep on track of your key priorities. So that's the buyer side. On the supplier side, there's a very simple interface for regular users. They just have the upload view effectively, and they can change their profile. But if they're an administrator, they can also invite employees and assign them to things, and download their own reports. But anyway, that's a quick overview of Cenefits. Thank you so much.